Alright, so today's video, we are watching a Silver 1 support on PC playing some Zenyatta and Ana on Numbani. How's Numbani felt for people nowadays since the changes? Ana and Zen are off picks for me, but I thought I was doing well on Zen in the beginning against the Hog until Lifeweaver asked me to swap off for more heals, even though our soldier was the only one struggling to stay alive. I did swap to Ana so I could still help pressure Hog, but Lifeweaver continued to complain about how he was solo healing, and if he died, we would have no heals. Also said that his finger hurt at the end of the match. I keep dropping from gold 4 to silver 2, and I think I could really use some advice. I know I tunnel vision a lot, but I honestly tried hard in this match and think the feedback will be relative to my peak performance. That being said, I'm embarrassed with my end stats, but I was hoping I was making good plays at least to make up for it. Thank you in advance for any advice. And just to look at, everything seems normal stats-wise here. To give you context, they have 10,000 damage and 11,000 healing, and they started on Zenyatta. That seems normal. A Lifeweaver has 20,000 healing, but like straight up, Lifeweaver is way more of like a heal bot style character. And I'm not saying that you weren't, you were healing. We're gonna have to investigate it and look through and see how the VOD goes. But I also think there's stat line. I'm not drawn away from your stat line. I think that's fine. I think that's totally normal. But we'll see what happens. And if your Lifeweaver was correct that you weren't healing, and what you can improve on. So we'll see. Defend objective A. All right, number one issue so far is why are you here? Why are you... No. All right, I'm going to show you... I'm not even just going to get into it. You either start... Safe spot is up here. You can go here if you want to, especially on Zenyatta. The reason why you play here, just to show you, is because of this exact reason. What do you notice right here? What is one of the best like sight lines for Zenyatta to shred? So you can basically sit here, or even go up here. So, basically... point I'm making is you can do either or you go over here. But the problem is, right, over here, if you're sitting here, I mean, look at this position. Let's just show, this is you. You ready? I'm the attacking team. Here I go. All right, who's my target? What are you doing, Zenyatta? Do you see? So I wanted to kind of showcase you what the point of view looks like and why something as simple as a better starting position can just give you a better start. Like straight up, like sometimes people really underestimate how important that first team fight is. It's not the end-all, be-all. I've lost plenty of first team fights and then went on to win the game with relative ease. But it's good for team morale to get that good first start. So this position and start for you just isn't good. And it's not even about utilizing high ground. It doesn't make sense. Like, this is not an advantageous spot. In my opinion, the more out of position you are, the worse your aim gets too, because you're thinking about too many things at once. The more you simplify Overwatch, the rest improves, it gets better. So far, outside of your position, and like you're doing everything fine here. You've kept your orb on people, so I can't believe that Hog didn't die. Yeah, so far so good. Yeah, I mean, orb on soldier. No, actually, Ash is right. You made the correct play here. Let your Lifeweaver heal the soldier because your Ash is the one holding the point. Yeah, you actually kept the right orb there. I mean, so far, not a bad start out of you. I don't think it was anything, like, outside of your starting position. I don't see anything, like, horrendous. Yeah, so. You don't have to send out that. Only thing you would have done, should have done better there is get out sooner or die on cart. I always mention that. If, like, there's no way for you to get out safely, die in the cart to stop the progress to give your teammates some regroup time, or, like, get out sooner. So. Okay, now you have Zen Ultimate. You can use this once again to reposition yourself. Don't look at their comp. The only thing you could really use it for is maybe a Juno Ultimate, but honestly, I think they can still kill you through it. Soldier ult, so... Nice right click. You have an orb on your teammate. You're going for some damage in there. Put orb on your Bastion. Yeah, so far so good. So far so good. Don't be afraid to ult this. No, don't ult now. Don't ult now. That hog should be dead already by the D.Va. If that hog doesn't die, that's not your fault. Good heal on your teammate. You're bashing out of position. I mean, so far, like, I feel like everything has been fine, and I wouldn't see where the Lifeweaver would complain. If it makes you feel any better. Like, if you have a Zenyatta, you're going to expect to be the main focus of, like, the main support, right? So far, everything's fine. The timer on the clock really is just because they ended up booping your Ashe off the point. I think if your Ashe doesn't get booped off, you actually hold first point even longer. So far, this is a... As long as your team doesn't tilt themselves into oblivion, you're playing just fine. I think, once again, I want you to think about your positioning. Stop defaulting to, like, these areas of playing really close. You want to ult that. That is where you ult, okay? I think your first reaction there should have been to save your D.Va. It ended up working out and was fine, but I would have ulted there. I would have ulted there. I think you would have saved them. At the very least, you would have kept your baby D.Va alive, and you can body block and kill the hog. You're not sure how you feel about these Lifeweaver pulls? They've been fine. No, I'm okay with them. That's on Soldier. No healing would have saved your Soldier there. Just to point that out. They just went in and died to a Junkrat. Bastion wouldn't have been saved there because you're in a better spot, so... Do not ult this now. Even they hook you. Yeah. I mean, you're still... That ended up being kind of what I talked about, by the way, and I want to point it out because you kind of got a front row view to that. Do you see how your teammates got pulled in there and gave up free kills? That's kind of what I've been referencing. Like, that was just a bad, like, sequence by your teammates' positioning, and that's also what your positioning has been throughout that. So, just kind of point that out. I feel like you could play that a little bit better. Or your teammates could play that a little bit better. But that just shows you your teammates dying there is exactly what happened to... What could happen to you with the way that you're positioning yourself. Do you want to play a little bit further back? All right, now you're on third. You just ran back from spawn, so you're not going to be able to do any heals. Your Bastion's just in the middle of the open. Can't do anything about that. No healing would save that. Hog in front. Hog discorded. You can ult now. Nope. Okay, Lifeweaver ulted. I'm going to pause here in a second. Okay. This is kind of like a theory we want to talk about with your Zenyatta play. It feels like you're waiting for like this really perfect moment to use your Zenyatta ultimate, but I want to point something out right now. You notice how your Lifeweaver just used the second tree? You see that? You haven't used your Zenyatta ultimate once. So stop like getting in this habit of like, oh, I'm going to save my Zenyatta ultimate for like the perfect opportunity, which, let's be honest here, what happens if they tire and you Zen ult? You know what happens? Your teammates still die. It won't matter. I think like you probably would have built 3 Zenyatta ultimates by now because they have a Roadhog. You would have done enough damage. You would have had good healing. So I wouldn't just like sit here and do nothing with your ultimate. I just feel like you're missing out on an opportunity to really get a play going. At least that's my thought process. Your Lifeweavers had to use 2 trees, and maybe that's where they're like, oh, you're not healing enough, which honestly, like, one good Zenyatta ultimate, they won't be able to say anything about your healing, because if a good Zen ult can, like, really get the heals going, so. What rank is this? Silver, I think? That's on your D.Va's positioning. Just got lost in a room. You would let your Lifeweaver get the heals now anyway on the D.Va? Clarify, thanks for the free Prime. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you. That's fine. This is totally fine because you're using it as a survivability tool. Now, once again, I want to point out to you. I like that you use your Zenyatta ultimate, but you shouldn't have to use your Zenyatta ultimate because your positioning was bad. You see that? You're too close to like that hog should never be able to hook you. As a Zenyatta, I can give you an easy way of positioning. A hog should never be able to hook you. Unless you're playing an aggressive Zenyatta ultimate style at that point in time, you should never be able to be hooked by the hog. You don't have the fall off damage that would make it terrible. Zenyatta is one of the pure positioning characters that you can basically sit in the back and be just as you could be a Widowmaker on support if you do it right. Not saying you're going to hit the consistency of Widow shots, but you can do a lot of pressure. All right, keep orbing your soldier for a second. No, you don't have to now. Dashing's fine. Discord soldier right away. Nice job. Just a little bit of advice for anybody who likes to play Soldier 76. Don't do that with your ultimate. Sound good? This is more like it, by the way. Do you see how far back you are? All right, in the meantime, as long as your teammates don't push into their spawn and use their diva... You know, I look at this, by the way. I need to pause for a second. How did Moira die to the diva ult? Here. I see... I look at the ultimate and I look where the location was around. How does anybody get rolled by that ultimate? That part I don't get. Oh, I know it's silver, but I'm just like more along the lines of where it happened and how it happened. I guess I could, you know, I'm just gonna look. Why leave it up for interpretation when I can just look? Now I'm curious. Okay, now it makes more sense. Yeah, that ultimate was further than I thought. Okay, now I know. So that was actually just a well-placed ultimate. Yeah. I gotta go back to 706. Okay, there we go. All right, your diva ends up feeding there. Remember, distance yourself so you can never be hooked by a hog. Apply that knowledge. Look at it this way. Yeah, that's just like, this once again, this is what I want to point out, because this is a process that happens. When you play a certain part, and this is, you hear me talk about position all the time, and actually, it's been really cool to see a lot of people say that since they focused on position and they're seeing improvement, always think about where your exit is going to be, right? That is what you need to think about. A lot of players go, okay, what's good positioning? And I'm kind of getting a little bit more detailed on it to kind of like help players on that next step. Remember when you were playing here? This was great. I love this. And it's something I think that can be new for like Zenyatta players. At the very least, make sure you can't be hooked by a Roadhog, right? Even if there isn't a hog, like that distance. But what you should have done is rather than go over here to help your feed-in diva, who was not going to be able to survive to begin with, play where you were, play distance. What do you have here? You have sight lines, right? There's a cart there, but you can sit here and dominate. Now, let's say they popped out these ultimates. Okay, they've now popped Soldier Ultimate and Juno Ultimate and all this stuff. I think it's just, I don't even think they pop Soldier Ultimate, but they pop Juno Ult. If you're playing in a good spot, right? If you're playing in a good spot here, well, now instead of being in the middle of the open where you died or having to go back, like if you're right here, your decision making is go left or right. There's no winning here. Even if people are like, oh, back up, that much damage output, you're probably gonna die there. I'd say it's about an 80% chance they get you that they get you there, right? You have about a 1 in 5 every single time to maybe get out of there. That's not gonna work, right? So you would rotate. If you start here, though, and I mean, I don't like this spot, but even if you're here, if you start here, now you have a backup spot, right? Now they use their Juno ultimate, and you can either go here, which I don't like this, but like there's some Zenyatas who might get away with this, get aggressive, go for some fun flank. But what I would do is then you back up, and now you're here. So now if anybody off angles, you have good cover, right? You're gonna hear people coming to your left, and then even if they shoot at you and they go this way, now you have another backup spot. And then you have another back. You see what I'm saying? Do you see how I've now put you in a prime position to be able to put yourself in a good spot regardless? So rather than being stuck in the middle and having to make like this decision based off on an ultimate, you don't even have to think about it. You can just do it with like the amount of like thought process here is I just back up here and now I can worry about just hitting my shots and putting an orb on somebody, right? Do you see what I'm saying? And that's why I always try to reiterate that position will get you a position and will help you climb in any rank. Darn, he is. Oh yeah, he's great. He's a good boy. He's on the computer again now. This part I'm fine with. Someone needs to touch cart. I don't mind this one. So this is fine. They're gonna get you, but you had to touch cart. Okay, so let's talk about this quickly. You said that at some point in this game, and it could be right now, you said that your teammate told you to swap off for more heals. I think your teammate gives you the wrong reason. It's not a lack of healing here at all. This isn't a healing issue. At least in my opinion. It's not a healing issue. It shouldn't be an issue. It's not an issue in general. But we'll kind of like rotate that back now, okay? The suggestion to go Ana here, I can see that. If they're gonna play Hog the whole time, you're going Ana not because of the extra healing. You're going Ana for the ability to shut down the Hog, right? Now, if you want me to be honest with you, I think Zenyatta can efficiently get a Hog killed too because of the Discord orb, right? And especially in Silver where that position isn't as good, that Hog will probably keep Discord orb on them majority of the time because a lot of players aren't really using the concept of the line of sight in this Discord orb to get it off of them still. But the reason why your teammates died there was not because of the lack of heal. That was actually the least of the issues.
They're always trying to help.
That was the least of the issues.
I prefer they gave up.
Straight up. I don't think it was an issue of lack of healing. Straight up. That doesn't change that your Diva running into their spawn and getting rolled. That doesn't change a Roadhog hooking your soldier or Bastion on cooldown. Right? The healing has nothing to do with it. So they're looking in the wrong direction of what's causing the problems there. But I agree that if you have the capability of going on, this could be good to like alleviate some of the problems with Hog. So, good sleep. There you go. Huge pick by your team. How your soldier is still alive back there is amazing to me. Hey, you get high ground before that pedal falls. Yeah, you take that, take the advantage of getting top right there. Don't just sit on the pedal. The pedal's getting you up there, and the way that pedal works now is if you use that pedal and then go to the high ground, the pedal will actually fall down, and your Life Weaver can keep the pedal in the same spot. So don't, like, use the whole timing on it. So, anyway, your teammates just got rolled because they went too deep into their spawn. Perfect play. Great Ana grenade, great sleep. Do you see what I'm saying there, by the way? Like, do you see what I'm saying? About how, like, even though the healing's not the issue, the suggestion for Ana isn't bad. That Hog can't do anything. Nice sleep. Ping. In that situation, just make sure to ping, okay? Your teammates may not know where the sleep is or where it's happening at. So just use the ping system to let your teammates know. If you did ping there, I might have missed it, so I apologize if I did. Yeah. Give on a grenade. Nice.
Life protects life.
Positioning's getting better. I would have liked to see you on a grenade that before going for the sleep. You've done that a couple times. This is fine. Nothing you can do about this. Okay. So, nano targets. Soldier 76 or Diva. Soldier 76 or Diva. Those are your nano targets here. I would probably give it to Diva, to be honest with you, but Soldier all could work. On a grenade. Great sequence. Great sequence. Good job. Okay, that was certainly a decision by your Diva. And this kind of goes back to where, like, I think sometimes players get so hard focused on trying to find the problem rather than, like, look at, like, the solution to winning this game. Like, the real problem that you've ran into here is that your Diva plays really aggressive, right? And, like, your Life Weaver being like, hey, by the way, you're not healing well enough. You suck. I think that's an incorrect assessment here. The problem is that your Diva, right, just feeds over and over again. And when your Diva feeds, there's no healing that's going to be able to save that. So This goes back to, like, it's like your life weaver decided that you were the problem right at the beginning, and that was it. Like, you were, and I'm not saying that they're continuously doing that. They obviously do say comments later on that, like, you know, their fingers hurt from having to heal so much, etc. But, like, the problem is the diva. The diva just feeds too much. The diva doesn't, like, want to back up. The diva goes in, the diva ults, the diva rotates and does it again. Yeah, but see, the thing is, the diva isn't even blaming the supports. It's the life weaver blaming the support for not giving enough healing. But, like, you can't heal a diva who just flies into their team over and over again. Like as a tank player, and you need to find your supports, and you need to find the line of sight for your supports. I say this all the time. Your supports want to heal you. So, put yourselves in position to be able to be healed by your supports. You can't be healed through walls. Like, there's very few supports that can do that. So why go out of LOS and then get mad that you're not being healed? Like, your supports want to heal you. You know? You know, obviously, you probably will have games where someone's doing it on purpose, but most people want to win their games. Like, they want to win. So, find the line of sight. Look where your supports are at. Something I try to do as a tank sometimes, I don't do it all the time, is I like to look back and see where my supports are. Then I can dictate how far I can go, how far into the team I can go. Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? Like, there's a lot you can analyze by doing that. Just remember that, okay?
Taking care of you.
So let's pause very quickly. Ideally, in this situation, you have a diva in front of you. You're pushing cart. You're taking care of any of the enemies that are coming to your team. Where's your diva? Not a healing issue. You're like, there's a hog up here. Yeah, you don't need a 1v1 the hog up here. Because the hog's stuck up here. The hog is going to literally make so much noise that the diva can play reactionary. You can't do that. There's nothing you can do about that one. See that? Nothing you can do. Let's go back to Ana. See?
Hold on. I'm reloading.
Good pull by your life weaver. Low hog. Now you're that's on your Ashe playing 2 aggro. Yeah, it's just a lot of what you normally see, so. Alright, the Tiger got nobody. Absolute classic.
Healing you.
Take your time, okay? You don't need to just, like, take your time. Go here. No, look at this. When you play from this angle, right? Let's go to your Ashe, because your Ashe currently has the angle. You can play this angle. You can see, you have vision of the map. You don't need to rush to your spots, okay? Take your time. Patience is really key in this game.
You'll have to try harder than that. Nano boost is ready to deploy.
Okay. And now take a better approach here. Don't just, like, straight up run up there. Okay, you did.
Get in there.
Soldier combo. Now it's on your life weaver to keep him alive because you were giving him the ult. Got a Moira ult as a combo. Heart is not happy. Hog is 1. Kill the hog. Hog's dead. Now you wait a second. You're out of position now because you ran across the map to be able to do that. You should be where your life weaver's at right now, and look where you're at. Hey, you got to join your feed and diva, right? So that worked out. Isn't that the best part in the game, by the way? And we're all guilty of this sometimes, but isn't this great? You spend that whole time trying to keep your teammate alive and save them, and then your diva just pieces out on you, even though you need help. Like, diva just like, I'm good. All right, thanks. See you later. Peace. So your reaction here, by the way, this is what I would do on the rotation out. They're chasing you. You back out here. You drop down here, and you end up over here. Do not try to chase your diva down. Okay? Do not try to chase your diva down. Otherwise, one of these characters will kill you. Let's see what your rotation is. I'd rather see how it is before you actually do it. Is that a silenced Ana grenade? So your life weaver ended up dying to that. But now you have map control, so you took mask. I call this for callouts. The reason why you hear me call it mask is because it's just a room with a bunch of masks. See? That's why I call it that. It's just an easy callout if you ever need callouts. Nice sleep. Nice play. Junkrat right there. Ping Junkrat as you're backing away. Good pings. Now, set up position, and you can go on a little bit closer on the cart because of the tree there. Tire to your left. You know it's there. Unlucky for your Junkrat. Still very winnable, though. Okay. You're in now. D.Va got a kill. Watch your Lifeweaver to make sure they survive. This is exactly what you're going to do. Use cart as cover. That's what you're doing. Don't get too aggro. Your D.Va's falling back. Sleep the hog in a second. There's a sleep. Throw a purple on him. Nice play. Nano your D.Va here to keep momentum. Once you get Nano. Nano D.Va, Nano D.Va, Nano D.Va. Nano D.Va. Just Nano D.Va anyway. Just do it. Perfect. Good job. Much better sequence out of you there. And it just shows you that proper cover and positioning can go a long way. How do you counter a Reaper as support? It goes back to positioning or having a hero that has mobility. It's just working with your teammates. Like, yeah, obviously Ana can work. The most important part is being able to get the cooldown out. But yeah, it's definitely a team effort. Like, it's not all on you to survive a Reaper the whole time. But make it hard on them. Like, if I'm playing Reaper, one thing I hate to see as a Reaper is multiple people together. Like the back line. Like, maybe make it a default option to stick with your other support. So that way, when they go into your back line, their decision-making becomes really difficult. And they may not go for it. And if they do, that's when you can take advantage of the bad position. Position's fine for now. Focus on your D.Va in a second here. Actually, your Lifeweaver has that. You're good. You can heal the Ashe. Lifeweaver's out of position. Heal your Lifeweaver after you get the kill. Perfectly fine.
I appreciate this.
Position is fine for now. Good job. Stay here, by the way. Do not try to go across. You do not need to try to cross at any point here.
Taking care of you.
You can now cross. You have enough kills. You're good. Good job. Just to point out to you again, you see towards the end of this game, your positionings become a lot better. You're seeing better results because of it. Just remember this, okay? Yeah, I think Ana does 75 a shot now. At one point, they buff Ana. So.
I won't let you fall.
Yeah, Marvel Rivals is out tomorrow. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go.
Stand up straight. I keep you up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hunter and John.
I have you. Keep fighting.
Watch out. Okay, so just to pause really quickly, a suggestion I have here in overtime is to get on the cart. That's just it's something that hopefully is helpful. Just make sure y'all stay on the cart. It's helpful. It can make sure you. It's an easy way to lose that. You know. Now, once again, just to showcase you, your positioning right here is the same like scuff spot. Do not start here. One thing I can already fix your Nambani. Go to the suggested spots I gave you. Stop going here. Is it snowy in the US right now? A little bit. Hi, buddy. All right. Like. I just want to point out. Like, look at what you have to do. Right. You are over here ducking around, like worrying about 5 different angles, all of this stuff. Think about this. Why are you doing that? Like look at your position and look how you're playing. That is going to be the problem. Like your positioning is just so off right now that like you're basically making it harder on yourself. You could literally just be up here and you're going to be fine for a while. Like you're going to hear the Junkrat. You can rotate over here. Like look at your Lifeweaver. Your Lifeweaver is just vibing. So stop just like putting yourself in bad spots because of course it's going to feel a lot worse to do it. This is where you become inconsistent in winning games when you default to do things like this. Use purple. Nice. Good job. Now go up top left. Let's get out of here. Get out of this positioning. Go top left. Get out of here.
I'm here.
Yeah, you know what happens if you go top left? You can see that light, like that LOS. Go. Yes. No. Get up. Get up. Go up the stairs.
30 seconds.
Go up the stairs.
Fred, I see you. Into an end.
Nice kill. I mean, hey, it worked. Oh.
Keep fighting.
And there you go. You get the dub, but I'm gonna tell you right now. First of all, you end up playing a pretty solid Ana. But like, yeah, your problem right now is a classic. It's positioning. You just need to improve your positioning. You do that, you're gonna be in a good spot. You're gonna have a good time. That's straight up what your problem is. Just your positioning. Mechanically, you've done more than enough that I think you can definitely get out of silver consistently and stay out of silver consistently. But your positioning is your number one problem. You spend more time like giving them the opportunity at a free kill. You do all of these like the way you position yourself is just you're not making it easy on yourself. And that's going to be the first step is let's make it easier on yourself by properly going into positions. To circle back to what you were saying about like Lifeweaver saying that, you know, your healing was your Lifeweaver was looking at the wrong problems. Your tank was just feeding and no healing would have saved that and your teammates weren't going to be able to survive that. Zenyatta was a fine hero selection. The way you played Zen was a little bit scuffed at times because of that lack of positioning. So work on that. I showed you some examples of positioning. Apply that knowledge to every map and you're going to be in a good spot. I think that's really what you need to fix. You do that and I think you'll climb. You got this. You absolutely got this. If you like this video, make sure to the like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubes. If you haven't, leave a comment. All that helps. If you want to submit your own spectating, look in the description below. My Discord, that's where you do that. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch to upload the webcam. Also stream on YouTube, so stop by if you haven't with it. We have a lot of fun here. With that being said, hope you have an amazing day /night.